When board is in town, there ain't no fooling around. Only rule is me, they don't die tonight. Yes, boy just got back to town. Since he been back, food been rotting in the ground. Where the heck boy gone to? You'll know when he get back, or something else will end up bad too. The boy is back in town. Come out and play, don't get led astray. I'd happily walk into the night to find my ghost wife and wife. The boy is back again. The boy is back again. A pool with no motel is like a boat without a sail. You can't break me. 3:30 in the morning, not a soul in sight. Monsters knocking on my door every night. When the bell starts ringing, be ready for the pain he's bringing. He wants to get home in his boat. If you get in his way, he'll cut your throat. Come out and play, don't get led astray. I'd happily walk into the night to find my ghost wife and wife. The boy is back again. Come out and play, don't get led astray. I'd happily walk into the night to find my ghost wife and wife. The boy is back again. The boy is back again. The boy is back again. A pool with no motel is like a boat without a sail. You can't break me. 3:30 in the morning, not a soul in sight. Monsters knocking on my door every night. When the bell starts ringing, be ready for the pain he's bringing. He wants to get home in his boat. If you get in his way, he'll cut your throat. Come out and play, don't get led astray. I'd happily walk into the night to find my ghost wife and wife. The boy is back again. Come out and play, don't get led astray. I'd happily walk into the night to find my ghost wife and wife. The boy is back again. This place can't break me, even if they take me. Web spun demons come, worms got into me. Worms, I go to set them free. Worms don't ride a pony on the sea. Take these worms from me.
My blood is your blood now, motherfucker.
Smiley, smiley, the boy's back again. This place can't break me, even if they take me. Web spun demons come, worms got into me. Worms, I go to set them free. Worms don't ride a pony on the sea. Take these worms from me, Smiley. The boy is back again. The boy is back again.
You hear that? You don't fucking break me!
That's right, folks. You hear that? They will not break us. The show will not break us. We will figure it out. So welcome one, welcome all. It is Friday. Thank God it is Friday, because you guys know what that means. We are, 24, a little over 24 hours till our next episode. So yes, it is the weekend. It is finally here, and we get to dive into another episode real soon. But for now, we have a special guest with us to hang out with us tonight and give us her thoughts and theories, her take on the season so far. So joining us tonight is always our special guest, Mama Suzie, Dana Marie's mom. How you doing, hun?
Good evening, everyone.
Yes.
Welcome.
Aren't you excited?
I'm very
It's not
excited.
evil. You're talking about something else.
Good evening.
That is her radio voice,
Very
ladies and
emotional
gentlemen.
about this episode. Very
Yeah.
emotional. Cried like a baby.
It was.
Did anyone
It
else
was
cry?
great. I did. Hey, look,
I
I've cried, I
cried.
think, on every episode of the season so far. I think they
I
pulled
was
at me.
sobbing. I wanted to just take Victor in my arms and hug him. That broke my heart.
Well, what number are you up to? How many times have you watched this episode now?
About 6. That one scene just rips my heart out. Really, it does. I feel for him. The poor little kid was there all by himself all those years. His father thought he was dead.
Mm-hmm.
Too much to handle.
Yes, and we're going to dive into it. And before we do that, we're going to welcome all you guys in the chat, see how you all are doing tonight. And I see Gothic Chick was first and foremost in the chat tonight, ready to go, ready to talk some from. Hell yes. And as Andy says, let's go. Yes, guys, let's go. We're going to dive into it, and I cannot wait. So, welcome, Andy. Welcome, Gothic Chick. And welcome to you, Dark Elf. Glad you guys are still enjoying the jam. And again, you all created that intro. That was from the chat. We did a couple live streams where you guys got to vote on different aspects and add in your own lyrics, and we made it all together. So, thank you to all of you guys in the chat for that one. Again, we will do some more. I got some more stuff I still need to get started on and finished up on. We're going to do the Nkui slide. Thank you. I believe Arrow was the one who sent in the lyrics, so we're going to try to get that together. So welcome to you, Hun, in the chat. And I'm going to try to get that one done. I meant to have a poll up this week for a new song, and it just, life came at me and the week hit me, so we did not quite get to it, but we will try to get that done. Hopefully, if I might try to start it tomorrow night. If not, we'll try again this week sometime coming up. But I know you guys want to do a sort of part 2 to The Void is Back in Town with the other song and stuff. So I'm still going to try to work on that one, actually. And then we'll see. Maybe you guys can get your Jim Sucks song in there. So still going to work on a lot of that stuff.
Yes. Jim Sucks. That's the song I want. Jim Sucks.
Oh, okay.
Look, there's a percentage of the chat that is definitely calling for it, so we're gonna at least give you guys another chance to vote on it. Who knows, you may end up getting it in the end. We'll see what we can all get to, what I can work on fast enough for you guys. But let's see who else we got. I see Amy Cinnamon Sweets. Welcome, hun. That's right, the boy is back again. He is back in town, folks, and then you know what that means. Something's gonna happen. Welcome, Perth Comics. Welcome to you, hun. Do not enter the pool. Yeah, the pool might be closed because
Go swimming for a while.
It's okay though, because it's Fatima's personal little water fountain. I mean, y'all are seeing this all wrong here. I see this as food for the child.
Well, it's own fault. There was no lifeguard on duty.
There you go.
Right?
I mean, look, is it that where the jets come out? Is it like the perfect spot for like the jets? I mean, it's fine. It's aesthetic. It's normal. Welcome, PM. Hi, and welcome to you, hun. Hope you are having an awesome Friday night. And welcome to Terry, as I'm sure she is behind Dana somewhere.
Yep,
she's in the living room.
Like she was getting bugs. She was on bug
She's
patrol.
traumatized by the bug.
She got it though. That's all that matters. She faced her fear.
She saved the day.
I wasn't getting up. No.
Welcome, Bitey, and he is saying hey to Mama Suzie.
Hi, Bitey. How are you?
We love our Bitey.
Yes.
And he says Dell would have been fine if he had some floaties on. See, that's right. Safety first, guys. That's what we're preaching here. Mama said it. We're all saying it. Got to have safety first. It's pool safety. No lifeguard, no floaties. He became part of it, but see, he became part of the aesthetics, though. He is now essentially, depending on how you look at it, one of those nice little like jets that come off the side of the pool, like a little fountain thing. It's fine. It's perfectly fine. Because Fatima needs, you're going to tell me that her baby's going to survive just on rotten crops alone? Somebody please thank the children. From is provided crops, provided Nikki. It provides for its youth.
Yes.
Perspective. Welcome, C. Masterson. Glad to see you hanging with us tonight. And I see Woodrow Nichols hanging with us. What's up, hun? Review the scene with Julie coming down the colony house stairs with Fatima's buzz. Okay. We will definitely try to check that out. I don't know if I have the clip offhand, but we can definitely look at the screenshots. I know I have a few of those. If not, I will try to get that maybe for tomorrow night. Which, again, guys, we will have Robert Sanders with us tomorrow night. So the little pregame show before we get into festivities over with Jeremy and Real and all the other guys out there. We'll do a little pregame show tomorrow night. We'll have Robert to discuss his color theory and what he thinks on the season so far. So definitely tune in tomorrow night as well, guys. See who else we got. I see Rod hanging out with us tonight. What is up, hon? Glad to see you. Hope you're having a good Friday. I see Karen hanging out with us. Why does Victor appear to be the same age as his father? The casting was off on this one. Yeah, some of the ages are kind of like that. That's why some people I think are questioning what Elgin and Julie, because they're not sure of the actual age because of how old they look. The same thing with people trying to figure out who, like if Tabitha could possibly be Eloise and stuff like that. So there's a little bit of discrepancy, I guess, would be there. I see Horror Fan hanging out with us tonight. Welcome, welcome, hun. I think I'm about caught up with everybody. So, I see Elizabeth hanging out tonight. Welcome, hun. Glad to see you in the chat hanging with us. I see Era said they have a 20-year age difference between Scott and Robert Joy. Let's see. Trauma is the primary factor. You see, I'm not sure because I haven't paid too much attention to what the ages are when it comes to that. I'm assuming maybe it's just they're kind of making Victor appear older in the same way that Jade appears like he's aged or his hair's grown out more. Like they're kind of giving you that.
You have to understand, Victor's been there his whole life. He's never been schooled. He's never had any type of guidance. So he just kind of existed. So his shell of a body, would be older than what he really is. He has nothing to really say as a childhood.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my feeling.
Stop that would probably stress would age
my
you.
Victor. Stop picking on my Victor now. He's my favorite. He's my baby. He made me cry.
Perth says, where does Victor get the hair dye from? Well, I'm assuming the boy in white has provided him with all his necessities. Somewhere in that peach truck, right?
Possibly.
But yes, guys, I know Mama Suzie wants to dive into this, and I know your favorite parts had to do with Victor and his dad, and I'm going to attempt to do something and hope we do not get in trouble for it, Dana, but we are going to try anyways.
Okay.
I kind of clipped together the scenes with Victor and Sarah, and then Victor and his dad a little bit. So let me try to see if I can't bring that up. All right, let me see if I can do this right. Apologies. Oh, that's the wrong tab. See, I haven't done this enough this way. I have to remember how to do it. I clicked on the wrong thing. We're good. All right, I'm almost there. But yeah, Mom, so I knew it was emotional for you as it was for all of us. But even the setup to it, what did you think on the prior episode where Victor sort of came to Sarah? How did you feel about that, where he talked to her in the fort and sort of opened up to her?
I felt that was I think that was true, because I think Victor, he said that she was the crazy one,
but the scariest person.
And I think because you have to remember, Victor's been alone. He really had no one to talk to, no one to be friends with. And I think deep down he feels for Sarah, and I think he knows what she's going through. And I think that's why he took her under his wing. And I think they make a good kind of friendship.
Mm-hmm.
That's my feeling. I don't know how anybody else feels about it, but I feel that Sarah's good for Victor, and Victor's also good for Sarah, because I think Sarah feels alienated. No one likes her. She's alone. Victor knows what it's like to be alone. And I think they're just feeding off of each other.
Yeah, and even as Elizabeth says, she loves his relationship with Sarah and also Ethan. And it really was something about, I know a lot of you guys are saying Victor deserves, the actor who plays Victor deserves so many awards for his acting, because as touching as this scene was, I love the setup to this episode for this scene, because Victor begins that that opening up process with Sarah, and even the way he does that with her was so touching. As like a child, you're the scariest person, and so it won't scare you. I can tell you about this and you won't be scared. You'll be able to help me through this. And that's what she did. And it was a very beautiful moment. It softened, Sarah was sort of softening, but it helped to really put her back in a good light. Like you're saying, that relationship with Victor, it definitely sort of helped bring her. And then it set it up for this, where she's still sort of guiding him, or he's guiding her. And he's continuing to open up, right? Because if it wasn't for Sarah, he may not have even wanted to do this with his dad, right? He might have just ran off in the woods or who knows what, just completely off base. But she sort of, got him to sit down and open up, and it was really beautiful. We're gonna watch a little bit of it. I'm gonna hope I don't get in trouble, Dana. We'll see.
Told myself that was a dream, and that he was.
Victor, none of that matters. He's here. Somehow your father is here and he's waiting for you back in town.
No, he's waiting for a little boy that drove away a long time ago. What's he gonna think when he sees?
Doesn't that break your heart?
Oh, he's so beautiful. I'm sorry, guys. As horrifying as this show is,
I'm telling you.
This moment here with Victor throughout this episode, man. Tell us, Mama, tell us.
Yeah, they really. She was talking to him like a mother would console a child, and that's why he was listening to her.
Mm-hmm.
Just remember, he lost his mom. What was he, 6 or 7 when her and Eloise supposedly died?
Yes.
Okay, so Victor, he's been alone all those years. We really don't know what. They really don't say too much, but even how he was able to survive. But I'm thinking he was just so totally alone in the room, coloring, making those drawings. Can you anywhere in your heart feel with this?
Oh yeah.
I mean, as a mother, it broke my heart to know that he's been alone all those years, and then for the father to come and to see that his son is alive. I mean, if you didn't cry at that scene, then you have no heart. That's how I feel. They really did an excellent job when they're dealing with this, and I commend the writers. They touched on something very, very heartfelt.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and even as you guys in the chat are saying, Era says Sarah is really gentle and gives Victor space without judgment. And Amy Cinnamon Sweet says that was cute when he puts his head on her shoulder. Yes, and we'll get to that as
I know
well.
I'm supposed to tell you that it'll be okay and he'll love you no matter what. But I don't know if that's true.
You're really bad at this.
I know, right? You gotta love Victor for his roast. Like, he knows how to roast somebody now. He straight told Sarah she's like a monster.
Like, you're really bad at this.
Mm-hmm. Welcome, Brian. Welcome. Yes, he is honestly one of the greatest I've seen in a long time, and he deserves some great rewards off of this show alone. Era says, love the directness. Yes, he is like a child, right? As they say, from the mouth of babes, no lies. They speak only truths, and they tell it hard, and they let you know exactly how they feel. And Victor doesn't hold back.
Nope.
that's why he and Ethan get along so well together.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. I don't know you that well, but you seem like a really good person. And that's something to be proud of here. I would give anything to feel like a good person again. Maybe you're not the only one who's afraid. Maybe he's afraid of not being the dad that little boy remembers.
Oh my gosh! I was about that moment when I cried right there. I was like, oh my gosh. Poor Victor. Oh, my heart. It melted. Oh, poor Victor. He did. He laid his head on her, and they was just like out in the wilderness in the snow in the cold.
It was such a tender moment.
Oh.
It was such a tender moment.
With all the death and everything else that's going on in the show, this was the perfect, how can I say it? Perfect moment. No death, no blood, no monsters, no nothing. It was two people that really have now formed a friendship. I just hope they don't. I hope they keep both of these actors in here because I won't watch it again.
Well, Mama Susie's out.
If Victor dies, that's it. I'm picketing. I'll find the writers.
Oh shit. And Brian says, I love this. The real mystery in From is Victor's unlimited amount of paper and crayons. And he does have quite an unlimited amount of markers, crayons, colored pencils, and such. But as Arrow says, Crayola is a sponsor. There you go. What you think, Mama? How do we explain the mystery behind the unlimited paper and crayons? Although I think he does use newspaper clips and whatever else he can write on.
There was a school there.
That's right.
So, and also in storage. Remember when Ethan found those pens?
The markers.
Markers. One was dry, and Victor made him know that it was dry. But I think there's, I think this really was a town. People were living there. So they had a school. Did they have the post office? I still want to know.
It was like a post office. Yeah, no, right.
Okay, we're not even going to talk about that.
Yeah, that's a whole nother
series. But there was a school there, and I think maybe in the storage of the school there were pens, paper, pencils, crayons. That's what I'm leaning towards.
Now, did the boy in white capture other children just so he could have an endless supply of crayons and markers? He was providing, I assume, everything else for Victor. Why not, grab up a few kids? You know that if they're on a road trip anywhere and they're young enough, Mama's got some crayons or something somewhere.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
In the diner.
I know I did. Yep.
Lindsay or Jim always carry.
Always.
I know, right? That's common. That just seems pretty normal. So, possible. Welcome, Michael. He says, I thought she might kill him there. Ooh, and yes. And folks were wondering about Sarah. Was she still good or bad? And how far has she gone? She seems to be coming around.
But she didn't mean to kill her brother.
She didn't mean to kill him. But if she had the chance, she would have killed Ethan.
Of course. But she didn't kill. Well, Ethan meant nothing to her. Her brother was her life.
So it's okay.
It's okay.
Damn, Mama's hard. Look, y'all know right now, I do not want to be on Mama's bad side. I want to be considered blood if we are in prom.
Her to kill the boy, and she was listening.
Am I considered a daughter, Mama? Because if we end up in prom, I don't want to end up like Ethan.
She realized
dark, Mom, dark.
She was being manipulated. She didn't want to kill Ethan either. Like she didn't want to kill that driver of the second car, but she was told to do it.
Arrow, my bad.
And she listened.
Don't mess with my mom.
Right.
Oh no, Michael says she killed Toby like an experienced serial killer.
Well, she knew what she was doing because she was being told to do it. She knew.
Do you think Sarah maybe had prior body counts before she got to From? A lot of people think she might have been a serial killer.
Really?
Yeah.
My mind wasn't going there. I wasn't even thinking what kind of lives these people had before they got to From.
Mm-hmm. One of the big conspiracies is, did Sarah have a body count before she came to From?
Either that, or she might have been not a serial killer, but maybe someone that was really like in a mental institution, because her brother kind of covered her. Mm-hmm. He really stayed close to her and he was protecting her. And I think he knew something was up. That's why it wasn't surprising him when she heard the voices and he went and told the priest.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. We got Nick L says they are making the fans like Sarah and probably only to make her a loved character and then get killed. That is a possibility, because I would say prior to season 3, there was a lot. It still maybe even not so much like for Sarah, but they have softened her a lot this season. as far as her coming around and being very humble. Not that she wasn't humble before, but just how they're portraying her in the episodes, right? Not even so much about anything she's doing per se, but they're really kind of wanting you to know that she's there. She knows that she's fucked up. She knows things were bad. She's talking about how, even in this episode, she would give anything to be a good person again and what that means to her. That remorse that she's feeling. So it's possible. I mean, because we've been trying to figure out what other beloved characters would they take out this season, and that would be a setup for her to go if that's how they're going to work it. So I could definitely see that. Let's see, we got Brian says, you think the drawings would have gotten better with 30 years of practice? And quite possibly, but who knows? I mean, he does have a lot of trauma going on. So
he does, and he's almost stuck in that childlike mental state. He didn't have the capacity to grow up like normal people.
Mm-hmm.
I literally feel like when I look at Victor, like he's frozen in time. Yeah. Like, yes, he aged. He aged physically, but mentally, I think he was frozen. Yeah, he's still a child.
First comment says, Mama Suzie driving away with the ambulance. Yep, she was Boyd. Mama Suzie let you know straight up. You better run to that damn bus. Did Boyd tell him to stop because of cicadas? He said, no, you run your ass. You run through the cicadas. You don't let them stop you.
Hell no. My mom's leaving Randall behind.
So I have nothing for Randall.
No, poor Randall.
Nothing for him. Randall to me is dead.
Oh no, poor Randall. He's marked.
Like him. I don't like his wise. I'll tell you, if he was my son, oh man. Very
he beat his ass with the wooden spoon.
Very disrespectful. He was disrespectful for when poor what's his Elgin threw up on him. Big deal. The kid got sick. And he was all, what are you doing? I would have said, shut up. Shut your mouth.
Suzie coming out strong.
My mom would be the only person to come into From with a wooden spoon.
That's right. No,
who wants a beating?
Yeah, they could have Randall. I really don't care. They could have just did away with him.
Yeah, she's not a fan of Randall.
No. Nobody else liked him when he was in the bus, on top of the bus. Nobody else said, oh, poor Randall, poor Randall. No, because he was a wise guy. No, I didn't like him.
Nope. Juan Solar says, I think Sarah killed an abuser of hers. So perhaps before she came here, she might have had to do something to defend herself, perhaps, or just take somebody out. That's a possibility.
Oh.
Elizabeth says, a conundrum. She thought killing Ethan would save everyone. So yeah, Sarah always was one of those characters where I don't want to say she got the short end of the straw, but it was this place. Now we're seeing, looking back at how much it's fucking with people. Like, what is, like, whether I like Jim or not, him getting that phone call is still fucked up.
Oh yeah.
Like, I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like, that's just fucking wrong as fuck.
And especially using a dead child to do it.
Yeah.
Like,
and taunting him with his own kids, talking about, like, they're not your kids anymore, all this weird shit. Like, no,
what does that mean? They're not your kids anymore.
You don't know.
Do you think that's the monsters? What
I think they want to get Ethan. I mean, it seemed apparent they wanted Ethan from the get-go. Julie's a little bit
innocent.
different.
They want an innocent, just like Fatima. Is she really pregnant?
Not sure.
One of our mods,
next episode.
She's a big believer that Fatima's not pregnant.
I think it's a false pregnancy.
But then what would you call her eating and her cravings of all the dead stuff? And because I think she's turning into a monster?
No, I think she's just totally losing it. Because remember when in the meeting she said she would do anything to get out of there?
Mm-hmm.
So I think they're playing with her mind. They're manipulating her mind. They're making her think that she's pregnant.
Oh, just to break her?
Just to break her, to make her think that, okay, you're pregnant. You can't eat, you can't drink, because they can, like Jim said, this whole town, they can play with your brain. They can take over your mind. They can manipulate you. How they were manipulating Sarah. Okay, These writers, they really have to.
That
be
would be pretty
commended.
messed up if she's not pregnant and this place made her think she was, knowing she couldn't have children.
Exactly. They're playing with her mind. I think they're just playing with her mind. Either that or maybe she thought she couldn't get pregnant, and all of a sudden now it's happened before people think they can't get pregnant, and all of a sudden they can get pregnant. But they're really, I don't like what they were doing about making her with the blood with Nikki. That to me was really gross. That was disgusting. I had to turn my head. I said, what the hell is this all about? And then eating the rotten food. Where's all this coming from?
Well, people are associating it with the baby being like demon or an evil sort of
like a
baby.
Voodoo kind of thing.
Yes. Yes, my mom went down the rabbit hole of voodoo people.
Yeah, those things were in the village. They looked to me like voodoo.
Yes.
And that word that they were saying,
Ankui.
I was Googling. I was looking at that in every which way and form.
I know
something.
Yeah.
And it was all about
I wonder if I actually still
voodoo.
have that.
If you got an image or something too, Dana, because I got these up from the episode real quick. But yeah, I don't know if Fatima's pregnant.
Yeah, no,
I thought she's pregnant just because they're wanting to have I'm assuming a birth of something. But I mean, anything is still possible. Does that mean that because if she's turning into a monster, her eating the blood would say, okay, turning into a monster. We haven't seen the monsters eat vegetables, which doesn't mean they don't. But I'd be curious to see if the monsters, if they go into the caves, they find like rotten fruit or some shit down there, like for the monsters.
And
like maybe we didn't see before.
When Julie found that camera, I don't know, something about those pictures that she took. I don't know. I think something's going to show up in those 2 pictures. Something is going to be like in the shadow in the back.
Oh yeah, I'm waiting for a Shutter moment.
Yeah, that's what I'm waiting for, because I think something's going to happen with that.
Especially because they kind of show his, and you don't really see.
But you don't see Julie.
They actually showed his and hers. I believe, I don't remember if it was the actress that plays Julie or both of them that showed their images on Instagram, Twitter, one of the social media platforms. And it didn't show anything in the images.
Oh, okay.
But they may show something. It's possible that they're going to have some more with that in the next episode. I don't know if you've seen anything in the new episode. I don't want to say too much to spoil it. I know we did show the trailer and it's out there.
No, Mom didn't see this. I didn't play the trailer for her yet. She doesn't mind stuff like that.
So they're going to show, and just even for the audience, I don't want to give away too much, but they do kind of hint that they're going to continue with the camera and the photographs. There will be more to that. So we will be finding out real soon if there will be anything in those images. Maybe not in the ones they took in the basement, but perhaps there will be more images taken. But it was weird.
There's a scene where Elgin is looking at more. No, I'm just telling my mom that there's a scene where Elgin's looking at more Polaroid pictures.
Really?
Yeah.
And then they kind of stopped with Jasper, my grandson. They stopped with that because they were going into the tunnel to find him, and then Victor found his father. So they still have to pick up on that, because what is Jasper?
That's another thing we see. We see Victor going into the tunnels with his dad.
Oh, with his dad.
Yes.
Oh, another crying moment. Oh, Lord. Okay.
Yep.
I just don't want anything to happen to Victor's father. That's, you know.
Oh, I know. I was hoping that they're not going to mess with that too much, and they may not. I mean, we'll see how much braver Victor is now with his father as opposed to with Tabitha, if that changes anything. And I'm just looking forward to seeing what is in there, because we know when Jade went down there were no monsters, so who knows what we will see. But Quan Solar says pictures always show something in scary shows. Absolutely. Like I said, if you watch the Japanese horror Shudder, then, and there's probably other ones out there. That's just the go-to that I can think of off the top of my head, because I actually do really enjoy that movie. And so that one, depicts how, and it goes through the story of how that person died and what her backstory was and why she lingered, why she killed certain people, why she didn't kill the photographer, but yet stayed with him. She was obsessed with him. So and he didn't always see her in the back of the photographs, right? It wasn't until the end of the movie that he actually realized that the whole time she's actually on his shoulders. So it was just a weird, it was a weird movie too. It was creepy, and I can't wait to see where they go with the photographs and who is going to be in the pictures, what is going to be in the pictures, and all those good questions. Let's see what else we got in the chat. Earth Comic says maybe Fatima will have 6 tuplets like the 6 kids in the cave. Yes, she could. I mean, that would be. She should be showing a little more.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
I mean, for one kid, I could see her not showing that much. That is possible. But if she's going to have twins, she needs to show a little bit. I watched some of them weird shows where they have, I don't remember it. I don't remember what channel it was on. I'm going to say like TLC or something, but it had the women who didn't know they were pregnant, or they went through weird things through their pregnancy, and they would go through their whole pregnancy not even know they were pregnant and stuff. So and all the different kind of symptoms that went along with that. And so it's weird, because pregnancy, it's not a one size fits all kind of thing. It's very much so kind of differs from woman to woman. Yeah, there's kind of most women go through this, but every pregnancy honestly is different. Just talking with other women and having my own. And so I don't know where they're going with it. I kind of was hoping she'd be pregnant just because that would just be creepy, but that is kind of a worn out trope, like the demon child, because we did see that when we watched Evil. That's also kind of going on in Mayfair Witches. So her turning into a monster, I'm just curious of how they're going to explain her. If she is turning into a monster, what was it that caught her? You know what I'm saying? Like the 3, we could understand how they are turning into monsters. They got trapped by the cicadas or whatever. All that good stuff could be explained on how they're going through their transformation. But what did Fatima go through? What did she touch? What did she do that caused her to be turning into a monster? What is the magic behind it? Just you're picked? I'm curious. Let's see what you guys are saying. I'm a little bit behind. First comment says we need to see that second Polaroid pic. Yeah, I don't have the image myself. I know I want to say it was in Jeremy's Discord, but there is an image out there of her picture as well as his that they put on. I believe the actress that plays Julie put out there on Instagram. It might have been the actor that plays Elgin, but I do know the images are out there. I apologize. I don't have those. I forgot to pick those up. But they are, I believe, in Jeremy's Discord, possibly. Quan Solar says Henry is not surviving Fromville. Oh, I know. And after all that, it is very much so the way this place would work, right? Got Victor now on high hopes. Even his dad, who had very little hope of ever seeing his family again or any of his family again, now being reunited only to have lost each other again. That would be tragic.
Yeah, it would.
Oh God, yeah.
It would. That I don't think Victor's going to be able to handle that. If Henry dies now, I think if this place is truly trying to break people, that would definitely break Victor.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Unless they bring Eloise out from somewhere.
Well, you think she's alive?
I have a funny feeling she is. I don't know where and how, but just something about it.
Well, I told you how the big theory now is that Tabitha could possibly be Eloise. That's what some people are thinking. You think that?
Well, didn't Victor find his mother's body?
His mother, yes, but not his
never
sister.
Found Eloise.
Or we haven't met. He hasn't mentioned. He is. I think this last episode or one before, he said Eloise is dead, but he didn't say if he found a body like he did with his mom. He said he found his mom's body at the bottle tree. But he never said anything about his sister.
That's what I'm thinking. Maybe she jumped into the tree, being scared.
Ended up at the hospital. Maybe she works at the hospital.
I don't think we're going back there.
I thought that doctor
You don't think we're going back to the hospital?
No.
When Tabitha was in the hospital, I thought that nurse, the doctor that came in, I thought the last name, I thought it was Eloise, the sister. But then when I went back and watched it again, it was a different name. It wasn't anything. It wasn't Eloise or anything. But I don't know. I think Eloise is somewhere, but I just don't know how they're going to bring her into the story. I don't know. It's just a gut feeling. I don't know.
So you think she's out there and from somewhere?
I think yes. I think she's in the. She went into the tree
and ended up somewhere.
And ended up somewhere. We just don't know where.
No, we don't.
You know.
We got Arrow coming up with some more great titles, great songs and lyrics. Wasting Away Again and From Aretaville. Searching for that place Dell might have got. I'm not a good singer, guys. I'm nobody's fool, but unfortunately, Dell is literally in the pool. Yeah. Somebody else needs to sing it. So whoever wants to be the greatest singer out there, you guys can sing it for us all. I am not. If you've ever heard me on any karaoke stream, you know I am not the greatest singer.
That's okay. Dale is in the pool. Yeah.
But he is.
Boyd warned him. Warned everybody.
Yep.
Arrow follows with, I guess it's his own darn fault. Love it, guys. Love it.
He did. He didn't listen. He didn't listen. And he ended up as cement.
Even Kenny said it wasn't the tree that brought Tabitha home. It wasn't the tree. It was the lighthouse. So this Dale thought, well, I'm going to get into the tree and it's going to take me to the lighthouse. But it didn't. It took him to the pool.
But it also took the boy in white pushing Tabitha out of the lighthouse.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Because, she wasn't going to jump.
I literally thought somebody was going to go splat. I thought that people, yes, might get to the lighthouse and that somebody was going to be stupid enough to try to jump out.
I don't know. I was shocked when the little boy pushed her. I wasn't expecting that. I wasn't expecting that at all. But
what do you think? What do you make of the boy in white? You think he's good or bad?
Well, Miranda had a picture. She drew him before this all started.
Mm-hmm.
And I think she pictured him to be the one telling her that she needed to go there and save the children. So I'm thinking he's good. I'm hoping. Because he guided Miranda and then he guided Tabitha. And the only way that he can get her to help the kids was to push her out of the thing. Because what did he say to her when he pushed her? I can't remember.
He said he was sorry, that this was the only way.
This was the only way.
Yeah.
Okay. And then she wants to know, what did you mean? That it was the only way? Remember when she went up to that little boy when she got into Maine and it wasn't him? So, and that's another thing. They kept yelling at Tabitha. Well, why didn't you notify anybody? That's all she had to do was call the police and tell them this cockamamie story. They would have had her locked up in a hospital.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So she did the right thing.
Yeah.
She did the right thing.
I definitely thought the townspeople were too harsh on her.
Yeah.
And really, they set that whole thing up so funny. It seemed more comical than anything because they reiterate it with Jade, right? He's telling Ethan, any meeting with more than 3 people is just really I forgot how he said it was basically pointless.
Maybe it's a waste of time.
Yeah.
It's something like that. Jade is cool because of what he just tells you right the way it is.
He's so smart. And I really do. There's something about Jade where he just, honestly, every scene, what he says to me resonates more for what's going on than anything else. Because even in that, they all kind of knew. He was telling Jim, okay, yeah, you got to go to a town meeting. You're going to have people banging on your door wanting to get to this tree. It's only logical for humans to think if there's a way out and they've been stuck and trapped, that they're going to just want to go. They don't want to listen to reason at this point. They're basically at how Boyd says it's a powder keg, right? So much has happened. Everybody's scared. Everybody doesn't the rules have been changed so much that nobody really knows who to trust or what to think. Then you put on top of it that somebody who has got out is now back. How the fuck did that happen? So they really set that whole scene up to me. It was just like a comical scene out of a movie, man. It was so perfect. And then everything that Jade said in this episode to me just kind of reiterated those points. And then he reiterates to Jim about the bottle tree, right? Like, what do you mean you didn't find anything? You found the tree with bottles with numbers. Like, it's eight. He even tells Tabitha, you cannot deny what this tree did. It's, there's chaos here, but there's got to be a pattern to it, right? We just got to figure out the pieces. He talks about how the pieces or the strings or whatever are starting to come together. He just, even the face he had when he was talking to Tabitha, he had this sort of like smile, but it was, I don't know, it was just something about the way he looked at her in some of these. I'm trying to find it. Where was it? Oh, I may not have it. Dang it. But he does. He kind of just looks at her in this way where he just sort of smiles at her, and it's just like, I don't have the answer, but it's there. Like, we just got to follow the threads.
Well, you have to think about it. How did those bottles get into the tree? Let alone, how did those papers get into the bottle? Who wrote the numbers and put the papers in the bottles and hung the bottles from the tree?
Mm-hmm.
How far back does it go? Like the soldier from the Civil War. He was, how old is Fromville? How old is this town?
Mm-hmm.
The Colony House looks like it's an old home. It looks like a home that was built in.
And then we have the cabins.
Yeah, in the 1800s. The town is a little bit more modernized, but again, and Victor's father, Henry, said, you have a pool, but where's the motel?
Mm-hmm.
Think about it. Where is the motel?
And I don't even know if there's even a foundation for it, right? It seems as if it was not even there.
Yeah, so there's a lot of hidden. It's a big puzzle that needs to be put together. Yep. And there are a lot of pieces missing.
I believe we got a question for you, Mom. It's this question from Mom. Who is your least favorite in the show, and who would you eliminate?
Randall. I'm sorry that they made him live.
Oh my God. Whoa.
Yeah, really. I'm glad Boyd left him. And I said, good, Randall's done. But then when they showed him on the ambulance, I said, oh man, how did he come back? There's just something about him. It just aggravates me.
You don't like how he was trying to come around and save Julie and them?
Well, no, that when I saw that he had the toolkit and he said, oh, one's in the bus, I'll go get it. I mean, I think he tried to help, and I think it was too late. It was over for Randall.
But even he was trying to save, like, what, Julie and Sarah and Ethan, like in episode 1. He was honking the horn at the monsters. He was telling Boyd, like, I'm down, yo, whatever stupid idea you got, I'm ready to go. And then he found out how stupid that idea was. He didn't make it. Yeah, well, he made it, but he got captured slightly.
It was a couple of times he's helped.
Right, but he did make it.
I just didn't like his attitude. Maybe I was just ignoring him. I didn't like the thing with the gun, and when he tied up Donna to the tree. I mean, come on, that was.
And then he tried to steal Alma, the goat.
Oh, when he wanted to take.
That really got my bad right there.
No, really, that made Dominic the donkey very upset. Very upset.
PM saying, damn, Fro Mom doesn't play. She didn't think twice about killing Randall.
That's right. I'm just, they didn't make that cut on his neck deep enough. Jeez.
Ouch. Harsh, Mom. Harsh.
No, I don't like it.
Arrow's asking, did Randall get your goat?
Yes, he got my goat. I didn't like just when he played with the goat, he wanted to kill. No, that's terrible. And he did it right in front of Ethan. No. That was terrible. No. I didn't like the whole thing about him, the arrogance, And even when Boyd was on the bus telling him, I want to switch, it's like, why do you want to switch? Why do you want to do this? Just listen to Boyd. He's older than you. He's been here longer. Listen to him.
No, he was not happy with Boyd. He straight told him, you left me.
Good. Glad he did.
Damn, I was so hard.
Harsh.
Son of a gun, he's on the damn ambulance. What is he doing on the ambulance? Bleeding all over the ambulance.
Well, see, I thought he was, they left the cheek meat open for Fatima to have a little chip.
Well, I tell you that they didn't go down deep enough. That's
The monsters the claws did not go deep enough for Mom.
no. They made sure they killed. I can't say her name right.
Tien Chen, Kenny's mom.
When they killed, I mean, come on.
Yeah,
I didn't like when they took her out. No,
this has been a tough season so far. Yeah. I mean,
see, they should.
The horror's always there, but they're definitely touching on that character, heartstrings. We're really developing the characters. We're attached to them. I don't even want to see any of them go. I don't even want to see Randall go. He's okay in my book,
No, he's going.
He kind of had a little tough run there. I mean, he's a little jerk, but Jay can be a jerk. I try to give him a little bit of a break if they don't change their character. I felt like he was changing in this season, so I was giving him a little bit of redemption. Like Jim, to me, he doesn't. The thing that irritates me the most about Jim is I feel like it's not so much that he goes after Tabitha, it's that he goes after her for stuff that he does, and then he doesn't change his ways. So he's more preachy than he is helpful.
What do you think Randall's going to do now to Boyd?
Well, I'm sure he's mad at Boyd, but I'm hoping that he's going to come around because really, what did you want Boyd to do? Randall had the talisman, but I think he dropped it. I can't remember if he dropped it or not when he fell down.
I think one of the monsters said that's not going to work here. Was that the scene?
Yeah, and then the cicadas take he falls to the ground. And I can't remember if he still had it on him or not. Boyd could have honestly backed up into him. But I'm curious if the monsters would have just attacked before they got the talisman hung up, and then all of them would have been dead.
Well, Dana said Randall's going to really be out for Boyd. He's really going to do some messed up stuff.
Well, if anybody's going to sow division in the town, it's at this moment, I think it's going to be Randall. Because he's going to be pissed off that Boyd left him, and he's going to scream it from the rooftops. Well, he's going to defy. I feel like he's going to defy Boyd. In anything Boyd tries to do from this point on, Randall's going to try to fuck with it.
Mm-hmm.
See, that's where he needs to be slapped.
Birth Comics says Randall had to talk and look at the monsters every night. Weird they didn't break him earlier. Yeah, they seem to be messing with him every night, and it was weird. They didn't seem to care. He's watching them. They know he's watching, but they wanted him. And for what purpose? Who knows? Was he saved? Do you think he was saved, Mama, by the cicadas?
I don't know I was just thinking of something when they said that the talisman, is that what they call it? When they were in the RV and Boyd had the talisman, he said that he didn't know if it was going to work in a car. It only worked in the house. So how did it work in the bus when Randall was in the bus all this time? Before, you know what I'm saying? How did it work? Boyd thought it wasn't going to work when they were in the RV.
But it did.
Mm-hmm.
But how did it work in the bus when the bus is so open with all the windows, nothing was covered? You know what I'm saying?
It was still
open.
Sealed. It was still sealed. The door was still shut. The windows were shut. It was still sealed in a sense.
Okay. I'm going to give you a talisman. Get up here.
My dog is crying for attention.
I have one. I got one.
Yes, guys. And speaking of talismans, that's right. Sunday night, we will be on Jeremy's for his live giveaway of talismans and t-shirts. Dana, do you have pictures? If you have images, because I know I have a picture of the t-shirt. Somewhere. I'm sorry, guys. We are so not organized.
I did not see a picture of the talismans. The only pictures I have is the one I sent you of the one hanging on my wall and the one on the computer.
I'm trying to remember where I have the picture of the t-shirts because I know I had that too somewhere. I'm so sorry, guys. Wait, I have it. I got the t-shirts. Okay, there you go. I'm gonna share that real quick. So Sunday night we'll be on Jeremy's doing a trivia giveaway from from trivia to give away some prizes. This is, let me share this real quick for the t-shirts, and then I will try to find the talismans again as well. These are the t-shirts that we'll be giving away on Jeremy's, as well as Monday night. We will be giving away on our channel as well. And I believe we are doing a Wednesday night on. Did he announce it yet? I don't know if he announced it yet.
No, he didn't announce it yet.
Okay, well, there will be more even after that, but I know for a fact, I know we are going on Sunday and Monday night. We will be doing on ours. I don't know if we're going to do trivia Monday night. I think me and Dana are going to stick to our little spinning wheel for you guys, because me and Dana are not very good at from trivia. We were trying to think of trivia questions that we could say like the answer was for definite, and we kept coming up where we were like, well, is that are we for sure? So we will be doing the trivia, or it's not trivia wheel, I forget what it's called, but it's the little wheel. We're going to do the hashtag Fromily probably, and let you guys enter in for our giveaway Monday night. Trying to think, we will probably do it. Let's go 8. We're going to say 8 Eastern. It's a good time, Dana. What do you think? 8?
Yeah.
8 Eastern. We will start Monday night. And it will be, we will still have sort of a roundtable discussion that night as well. Yes. We will just we have lots to give away. Dana's got quite a few talismans. She's got a handful of shirts. And what else? Possibly.
Nick, he sent me keychains. He sent coasters. He sent so much stuff. But I know I saw Nick floating around in the chat.
Yes, he was in the chat here. Yes. So Nick L sent in tons of stuff for these giveaways. Dana had someone who made the shirts, and I didn't remember. I was trying to remember everything because we were trying to get it set up, because Dana has quite a few things that were sent to her, as well as some things of her own that were possibly going to be entered. So we're still trying to get it all situated. But yeah, lots of stuff for you guys Sunday and Monday night on Jeremy Ice and Fire 33 will be Sunday night, and then that Monday night we will be doing our giveaway as well. Yep. So Jeremy will have trivia, and we will just do a good old raffle giveaway.
Yep. And then I know Real is going to be making an announcement, because we'll also be doing something on his channel.
Yes, I forgot. I didn't know if he had mentioned it, and I didn't know.
Nope, he didn't make the announcement yet, but
okay. I didn't want to spoil it like that, so I was like, oh wait,
it's okay. I told him I was going to say something.
Okay, good, because I felt bad. I was like, oh shit, wait, I couldn't remember. Okay, well, perfect. So yes, Wednesday, I believe Real may possibly have his giveaway that Wednesday. So lots of stuff, guys. You will have your opportunity to win your own. And the talismans essentially, I think, pretty much look like this on the t-shirt. They are the 3D replicas. I will try to get the image off Discord that you sent me, Dana. Yes. And show that in a minute on stream for you guys. But yeah, you said coasters, and what else? I'm sorry.
Coasters, keychains, and I think that's it as of right now.
Yeah, because I know we will have some other giveaways in the future with some of these items as well. Because we got quite a few items for this giveaway, so we want to make sure we have enough time to do that for everybody.
Yes.
And then if we with all of this good stuff coming in, we might split it up into, because you know us guys, our giveaways, we hardly ever do trivia because we sucked last time we did trivia. We did okay with Evil, but it was a fun venture. I know. So we may stick to the raffle wheel.
Well, what trivia question, Ma? Let's see if they can answer it. Okay. Go ahead.
I was just thinking, what did Jade do before he came to From? What was Jade's occupation?
I don't even remember. I mean, I kind of remember, but I don't remember what they specified. But
she didn't ask you. She asked the chat.
I didn't say what it was.
No, I'm talking to Terry.
Oh, she said I didn't hear Terry. I'm talking. You screamed at me. Oh my god! I got.
You're sitting here.
What did you say?
No,
Arrow got it.
It's either between.
Arrow says software engineer.
He's like a
no.
Or a writer,
no, and you're wrong. What's the matter with you?
Or
no.
Like
He sold a computer company. A company for an astronomical amount of money, and he was trying to go out and celebrate with him and Toby.
Yes, because when they were trying to build the tower, he talked about it.
Yeah. Okay, that's wonderful.
There you go. Good job.
Do I win a shirt?
Good job. You're getting a shirt anyway, okay, so I don't know.
And I know Dana's gonna try. Dana, how much are you going on this twine? Are we doing assembly required? Or
no, this round I'm gonna twine them all. I'm gonna do it.
What is the symbols on? See, that's all voodoo on there.
That's all voodoo?
That's voodoo symbols on that talisman.
You think that's voodoo?
I think it's voodoo.
She said it's voodoo, guys.
I think it's voodoo.
I think it's some kind of witchcraft.
Yeah, voodoo, witchcraft, and yeah, that's what I
So,
think.
so he's like a software engineer, right? Because he created software.
Mhm. He just sold his company or a company for this unbelievable amount of money, and he was going. Remember when he was in the bar and he was telling, "I was going out to celebrate," and we get into this car accident.
And I do have one of the images, and again, she's gonna. I think you're gonna make it to where this just has the twine wrapped around it for now. In no particularly beautiful fashion, but just to give you guys a little idea.
See, it's all voodoo.
Of what the talismans will be. And I'm
there's
hoping
like a loop on the back, so you will be able to just take it out and hang it wherever you want.
Yes. And I'm going to try to get some more images up. I was hoping to have everything posted up in Discord and on YouTube and Twitter before.
Yes, it's my fault. I forgot.
Well, life happens. We've had a busy week. Real life tends to happen to you sometimes, and you just make the best of it as you can. And we just enjoy you all hanging with us, and we can't wait to give you guys a chance to win some of the stuff. So I will hopefully get it all posted up so that way you guys
think it's like ancient ruins, like Nordic or like Viking, like think of like Thor and Odin, and they look more like ruins compared to voodoo symbols.
No, I'm thinking witchcraft.
I'm thinking something from really dark.
Yeah, something.
Yeah. Like Wiccan.
Really? Thank you. I appreciate that.
On that note, it's 9 o'clock. I have to go to bed.
Well, hang on, Mama, before you go.
Oh, yes, dear.
I would like to just play this last.
Oh my God.
You're seeing your favorite scene.
Oh my God. Look at that. Look at the look on their faces. Oh my God.
Know how to get home. I didn't know how to get home.
That doesn't break your heart. Oh my God. The music is so. Yeah, see that? You're making me cry.
Sorry. It's sad. He deserves so many awards, guys. I mean, seriously, it was the best scene. And there were so many good ones in this episode.
So any final thoughts before you leave us? How are you liking this season?
Oh, I like it very much. Very much. I like it.
This last episode was your favorite.
Yeah, this last episode really touched my heart.
And as a season, do you think it's like, where does it compare as like the rest of the other seasons?
Well, the other seasons, there was a lot of blood and gore. That was okay. I had to close my eyes because, I would tell Dana, is it over yet? But this I liked. This particular episode I liked. It had a lot of meaning. I think it really had a lot of meaning. You really had to pick up what a lot of people were saying. I don't trust that. I don't trust that heavyset girl that's in
Claire
Colony House. She came late to the meeting. Yeah, something about
see?
her.
I didn't even tell my mom to say that. See?
No, there's something about why was she late to the meeting?
She's sus.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't believe anybody's a mole there.
I just think she.
I did not tell her to say that.
You blew your
chance.
I
think they putting them in your face. They want us to think there's a mole. I see what they're doing.
Maybe she's there to throw us off.
She's sus as all fuck.
Yeah. Look, they said Donna was sus as fuck too for the same reasons, Dana.
No, not as much as Clara.
Oh, whatever. She's in every scene. She's the one that stopped Henry from talking in the diner and is all like, Tabitha's here. Don't make me start. Because I love Donna, but we're going to call Claire sus and we're going to call it all out. Tilly's included.
If you had one theory, what do you think is going on? You think it's like a simulation? You think it's purgatory? You think it's an alternate dimension?
I don't know. I just don't want to even speculate. I want to be surprised. I want to see how this. I don't want to speculate. I want to just see how it's going to go. I really do. I want to see.
Mom, we got questions.
Oh, people have questions for you.
I'm sorry. I know you got to go, but we got these two questions come in, and PM wants to know, please, from Mom, tell us how you feel about Tilly. I think you have good judgment.
Okay, Tilly. Tilly is. There's something. I mean, I think she's just I don't think she's dying of cancer. Number one, I really don't think she's dying of cancer. She's just an old soul, and I think she's seeing more into people than she's letting on to believe. I think she knows more because when that bird came in, Tilly saw something. She saw something in the cards. You know, why is she reading, tarot cards at a time like this? I don't know. I don't
think she's been there before?
I think so. Maybe she's Eloise. Who the hell knows? I mean, the way the story's going, maybe, who the heck knows? Do you
trust her?
No, I don't trust her. No, because they said, how did you know she was pregnant? How could you tell? Come on, you know when a lady's, huh? That means you could look at anybody and say, oh, you're pregnant. Why you are? Because of your smile? No, no. Don't trust her. Sorry.
Look where she's sitting, behind Fatima.
Oh, yeah, and she had something to say at the meeting, which I thought was unnecessary.
Look at her.
Yeah. Little good did that do.
Look at that triangle.
Yeah.
We know there's triangles. I'm trying to find every triangle in the show because we get triangles on the map or the cave drawings.
No, I think she's gonna do something. I don't know. I just don't trust her.
We got one more for you from Mama Suzie. This comes from Perth Comics. You can only save 3 and you get stuck in Fromville. Who do you choose?
Well, Boyd. I would do Boyd. I would definitely do Victor.
Okay.
It's hard to say. Boyd and Victor.
Who are you saving for your third?
I don't know. I really don't. It was a toss-up. Well,
you like Jade and you like Donna. So if you had
if I had to choose, it would be Jade. So I'm leaning more towards the men because I want them to protect me. I don't want a broad to protect me because I don't trust them. No. Those
so
are
you
the
would
3.
save Boyd, Victor, and Jade.
Yeah. Definitely Boyd. There's just, I like his.
Well, you liked him from Lost.
Yeah, Michael, I did. But in this show, I don't like, the guilt that he's holding because he had to shoot his wife. Okay, that's a burden he has to take to his grave. And his son Ellis, they weren't talking, and now they're together. So he's been through a lot, and I like the way he's holding down the town and the respect. Victor, I've always liked since the beginning because he was such a sensitive soul, and he just needs someone there to guide him. And Jade is just the type of guy that tells you how it is. And those are my 3.
Perk thanks you, and we thank you for hanging with us. And PM really does not want you to go, Mom. She keeps coming with questions. She wants to know all of your thoughts on the show. So we're going to have to definitely have Mom back on. We'll try to bring her on Friday night.
I have to really go in my room now and watch my tablet again. And I have to watch it again. I've been watching it from the beginning.
I know.
But when all the bad, the gory parts, I close my eyes. Yeah.
least this episode up until the end wasn't so much gore. It was a lot of heartstrings, and even the end was pretty heartfelt for some of the characters. I felt for the way Boyd talked about it, and he was letting them know who's next, who would like to go next. They don't want to listen.
Know, how do I feel about Sarah? Sarah's another lost soul. I think there's more to her. I think there's mental illness there, and I think how she got there was her and her brother driving to, where were they going?
They were going back home.
From where? Did he pick her up at a mental hospital?
We don't know that.
Yeah.
But we know they were going back home to somewhere in Pennsylvania.
So I think maybe she might have been in a mental hospital and he was picking her up and bringing her home. And now the monsters are manipulating her because she's got the kind of mind you can manipulate. So again, she's just a lost soul. I think that's why her and Victor are getting closer.
Mm-hmm. Yep, there's definitely an interesting. I mean, they're all like
just all they really. It's like when they were doing the show Friends, they picked those 6. They were great. I don't think anybody else could have played the parts as those 6 in Friends. These people in From, I think, are just so perfectly cast. I don't know. It's just something about them. Donna, she looks like the type that her and her sister would go hunting.
Right?
Really. Jim is the cocky one. Him and Tabitha were getting a divorce. But I think he kind of manipulated Tabitha. He was kind of the bully. And so it's just, they were so cast. They were cast so well. I just...
I'm a Donna fan.
Yeah, Jim irritated me the most in this episode. Like, I'm not agreeing with Tabitha and that she needs to go straight back to the tree or want to go through it or nothing, but just being like, well, you just got back. Well, like, what essentially right after the conversation he ends up having with Tabitha, Ethan just walks outside. Julie's off doing who knows what the fuck ever. Where's your concern for the kids?
Down to Tabitha. Like, Jim's like, oh, can I speak to you privately? Like to scold her. Like, Jim irks the shit out of me. Yeah, I don't like Jim at all.
He's a bully.
He doesn't bother me.
He's a manipulator.
He doesn't bother me because
like when I scold our children, you need to back me up. Like, screw you.
I don't know. He doesn't bother me. I just feel like he's traumatized.
I hate Jim.
I don't. Data definitely is not a Jim fan. I just
now you know how I feel about Randall.
There you go. I hate Jim.
Randall needs to go into the box.
Yeah, I could second that with Jim. Put them both in the box.
Put them both in the box. Well, I'm going to say goodnight, everybody.
Thank you, Mom.
Thank you for having me. This was fun.
We'll do an earlier stream for you.
See, Fridays because I work. I'm tired.
We'll have her back on a Saturday when we do the really early stream.
Mm-hmm.
I work with patients all day long, and they need to go to From. I feel like putting them all in the box. Oh, God. Okay.
But thank you, Mom.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me, everyone.
Night, Nancy.
Be safe and well.
Good night.
Go to bed.
Thank you. Yes. Have a good watch as you go to sleep watching some From. And good night.
Oh, that's what she's going to go right into her room and do.
Put my pajamas on. I'm going to watch.
Putting her pajamas on and she's going to go rewatch the episode.
Okay, go up here, boo. I made it nice.
Thank you, Mom.
Thank you.
Good night to everyone.
Yes, they're all saying arrow good night to Mama.
Yes, we will have her on the earlier Saturday
awesome.
Stream so she could be with us longer.
Good night, Susie. Yes, good night, and we will have her back.
She says good night, her children.
So I guess if she counts us as her kids, that means we're safe and From, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, we're safe, guys. Got extra protection. We got that Mama Suzie protection.
Yes. She loves being on the radio with us.
Yes. No, it's always fun having Mom because I love to hear Mom's perspective because, and anybody's perspective, right? Because I know like me and you, Dana, talk a lot about it and stuff, but when we hear you guys in the chat or even some other people in our family and stuff, like we kind of bring them into the conversation. It really is fun just to hear that outside sort of perspective.
Yeah. See, my mom's not one to sit there and like craft a theory. She's not on the, oh, it could be a simulation or this. She's just basically, she loves the characters on the show. That's really what draws my mom into a show. It's not so much as to what could from be. When my mom falls in love with a character, like she did with Victor, that's what sells my mom on a show. Like the show could absolutely be abysmal, but if there is somebody that my mom enjoys or likes on the show, my mom is a fan of it. I'm sorry, Nico's got a toy.
No worries. And PM says, "Oh, that's it. She's the From Mom. You guys heard it. It's from the chat is called. It's called it, Dana. She is the From Mom.
Yes.
And I love how she called us children.
And I'm the cousin.
And if any of you were in New York, she would feed you. So she would make you a nice pot of sauce and meatballs.
I attest to that.
But she loves it. She loves to talk about shows. Like she actually Googled. She tried to Google. Do you know what that means for my mom to actually sit down and try to Google something? Because she was looking for like an answer to something and she Googled. So she loves this show.
All City Big says, were they in Cooey's? Were the children?
Yes.
Well, it's possible. We have all gone down the rabbit hole and we seem to be trapped in From, so something.
Yes. But she loves it. So we'll have her back on like a Saturday so we can have her for longer.
Absolutely. Bitey, she tried the Google. Crazy.
She did. She tried the Google.
She did. No, but I love Mom's take on stuff. Like you said, because we're very much so into like, or at least a little into the theory crafting, the more bigger mysteries, and really get like diving into and dissecting the episodes. And you know, your mom really she like I said, she gets into the characters and how sort of their personalities and how they react to things in the episode a little bit more. And so kind of, you know, we kind of look at these characters in a certain aspect and she's kind of looking at them in a different. So it really does. I love it because she straight up told us, man, Randall's out.
Oh, she hates Randall.
I'm like,
there's nothing anybody could say to her. My mom just absolutely hates Randall because she looks at Randall like I'd smack him in his mouth.
Oh my
like that's what my mom looks at him like. Just he's a smart, wise ass that my mom would have to beat.
No, who's Aunt and Cooey? Is that Terry? I'm lost. Who's Aunt Cooey?
Yes,
Terry, make his brownies.
My mom is Terry. She's Aunt Suzie.
Oh, okay, that's right, Aunt Susie. So she's Aunt Cooey now. I thought we're From Mom. I like From Mom. Which one are we going with? We have to ask Mom next time. We will ask Mom what she would like to be called.
She doesn't mind. She loves being called Mama or Mom.
We're gonna call her Mom, but you know, PM got her. We got the name. She is the From Mom. But now we got Aunt Cooey as well.
There you go.
And Amy says Randall's hot. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. And yes, PM, Mama tells it. She tells it like it is. No hesitation. Just plain and simple. Calls it as she sees it.
Yep.
Oh, and Lee Bradley would like to know, Dana, how does your mom feel about the Matthews kids? Do you know? If not, we'll save it for next week.
She always said that she looks at the Matthews kids like kids she would want to like foster. Like they have two irresponsible parents, and both of them are crying for a parent.
Mm-hmm. And Julie particularly says that.
Yeah,
right. Like
she always says she just wants to give Ethan a hug.
Yeah, and even here, right? Like he's constantly kind of in the middle between mom and dad in some aspect.
Oh.
And it really does, like, you just see him, like, they just show him kind of watching, like, always watching, as kids do. And he's picking up on things. And yeah, I started to feel real bad for him as we got into the season. Up until we knew Tabby was coming back, I was just assuming Ethan's going down the most darkest road available because Dad's kind of off doing his thing. Mom's gone. The only other person he had that was, you know, like a grandmother or a parental was Tian Chen. She was taken out. Essentially, anybody who was a parental to Ethan was being in one way or another sort of distracted, killed, and he was having to come to terms with that, similar to how Victor did, right? Like, essentially everybody he cared about was sort of taken in one way or another. And not that Victor went fully dark, but it did change Victor, right? Like, he was very much so possible of doing, like, I don't know, it's possible he could have done anything. I wouldn't be surprised if he didn't shoot somebody at some point. He seemed ready to shoot Randall.
Yeah.
So who knows what he had to do. And it seemed as if Ethan was doing a similar track up until they brought Tabitha back. And now I don't know where they're going to go with it.
Yeah, Ethan looked like he was going down to darkness for a little while.
Mm-hmm. And Ty Briggs says, Jim always worried about Tabby and not his kids. Yeah, it's just weird, sort of like he's using his kids as a means to sort of, like you said, Dana, correct Tabitha's behavior. And not to say that she doesn't need correction. Like, it's one of those things where it comes off to me, like I said, preachy a little bit. It's not that you're wrong. It's just you're not exactly following through yourself. I mean, okay, how many times have you gone off or not been watching the kids?
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that I care that Julie is smoking weed or hanging out with Elgin. Just if you're going to be such a stern parent, like, was he not the one that told Tabitha to back off of Julie when she wanted to go live at Colony House?
Yeah, I don't know. Like, Jim, it just seems like he is just this, like, it's hard to explain. Like, I don't like, especially that one scene that really irked me was when Tabitha was going to let Ethan and Julie go up to Colony House so Ethan could see Victor. And Jim, like, pulled her aside and was like, you have to back me up. No, she doesn't. No, she doesn't. Like, she does not have to back you up. And I was just like, it was that moment I was like, now I know why she's divorcing your ass.
Well, essentially, if he's not willing to reciprocate it in any form, and if it would be different it's weird because I oftentimes related him to Jade in the first season. Jade was very, I don't want to say abrasive, but he was very much so rude and sort of mean, like the way he talks to Victor and stuff like that. But Jade seemingly has changed his demeanor throughout. Even in this episode, when he comes in here, this episode, again, reminding me so much of this season, to me, reminding me so much of like callbacks, or not callbacks, but sort of like the same scenes we've seen back in, I want to say, season 1, where, him and Jade went off trying to figure out something. He comes back in, Julie's just come off of the massacre or something like that. And he's all like being super protective and defensive, right?
Yeah.
Like trying to throw his weight around towards Jade. And this time when it happened, Jade even was kind of like, hey man, it's cool. Like, I understand. Like, just hear me out, man. This is serious. Like, we need to talk about this. Like,
Yeah.
Jade didn't react as if he did in season 1, right? He seemed to react a little bit differently. In his tone, his demeanor, how he spoke to Jim, whereas Jim was still fully like, what do you mean? I already went there. There's nothing there. Like, calm down, Jim. Like, I'm glad that your family is back together, but how well is your family going to survive if you can't make it out of here?
Yeah.
Like, and he wanted to go off into the woods and just wonder, like, he was willing to just do whatever. He didn't care that they didn't even follow the path that Boyd had told them to follow, right? Like, they essentially have found a new location it's story driven, and I get that. But as far as like his character particularly and how he berates Tabitha, it gets frustrating.
He's just so dense. Like, there's nothing to him. I just feel like he is just, I don't know. I never cared for Jim. Like, it was always like, oh, he's the type of person that reminds me of like, okay, rules for me, but not for you. Like, do as I say,
preachy.
not as I do.
Very preachy, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And I was hoping, and there were times where he, I was starting to think, okay, I felt bad for Jim. Like I said, the phone call, I would never wish that on him. That's horrifying to even have to deal with.
Yes, I will give you that.
And I know there's some other things that I can't think of right off the top of my head. Oh, that sounds horrible. But there are moments where I do feel for Jim. Even when he started to work with Jade, I started to feel a little hope, but then he went right back to sort of like just getting pissed off at Jade because Jade's like, look at this symbol. We're missing. It's almost as if Jade's trying to tell Jim, and this was back still season 1, right at the end of season 1. It's basically trying to tell Jim, look, there's more to it. We may be missing something. Look, we need to do a little bit more digging before we just continue.
Yes,
And Jim just totally shut him down. It was like, you're just smoking weed. You're just like, right? Arrogance and ego. And then it didn't follow through, right? Like, who figured out the power? Jay did. He did it through T and Chin, but he still sort of figured it out without
You would
Jim.
think Jim would be on top of these numbers with Jade. He has that same type of mind, meaning he's an engineer of some kind. He works with numbers. I would think Jim would be the first one to sit down with Jade and try to figure out the pattern to the numbers. Like, I could see Jim's brain working that way, but he's so busy trying to like down talk everybody that like where he could excel and help is going to waste because he's so busy worried about, you know, putting Tabitha in her place or, you know, trying to be the friend type of father and like all this stuff. Like, you use what you got. You have a brain that could probably actually assist Jade with working out those numbers. So why aren't you sitting there being like, let's collect every bottle, let's look at every number and figure this out?
Oh yeah. Right. That's what said it irritated me. And again, I don't hate Jim. I constantly get irritated with him when it comes to his relationship with Tabitha, but even more so because I get irritated with him when it comes to Jade, because Jade is constantly trying to figure it out. He may not be right, but he even was telling, like, he even told him, like, I'm not talking about going to the tree. Like, to be fair, Tabitha didn't have to take Jade to the tree, right? Jim has already been there. Why would you not share that with Jade? Like, he's had conversations with Jade. Jade's told him that, you know, he freaked out because he saw something. And Jim's like, he thinks it's a hallucination. He's not even at least going to consider the possibility that there's more to it. Like, it's almost as if Jim doesn't even recognize that the tree took her to where it took her to. No, the tree did not get her out, but the tree still did what it did. Like, you can't, that was not a hallucination. It was not a dream. It was real. Like, Jay made sure to say that, right? Something like, it's not a dream. It's real. It really happened. She really, going through the tree to the lighthouse, made it out. He wants to figure out how it works, right? They didn't just go through the tree. He didn't go down there and just say, hey, let's go. As a matter of fact, they try to stop Dale from going through the tree because he realizes that it's not something you just go playing with. He's wanting to figure it out. Like, he needs all the pieces. He knew he missed something. He doesn't know what. And I think one of the pieces he missed in the caves was Jasper. He had Jasper. He didn't grab it. And that could have been something left later for Victor, I'm sure. But that might have been a piece that he needs to get. So I'm hoping that comes into play after Victor goes looking for Jasper. Maybe he finds him, brings him back, and that's where Jade starts to put some more pieces together. I can't wait to see what he comes up with the numbers. And I know you guys out there have been theorizing on the numbers a lot. Are they dates? Are they coordinates? Or, as we will find out and discuss more tomorrow night with Robert and his theory on colors, we were talking a little bit tonight, and it's possible that perhaps these numbers could be, I don't know if you guys have ever looked at like color splotches when you go to get paint and stuff. They have like a number on them. Now, I'm sure they may have more than 4 numbers, but just theorizing, going along with his theory, I thought, well, maybe these numbers are color, more, what do they call them? The color palettes, the little numbers.
Yeah.
And perhaps it's, if we look, and we'll get into it deeper, but there we get the colors on the wheel, which almost, I know some of you guys think are sort of like a compass or directional path. So if these trees do have, if they are coordinates, perhaps they are not coordinates in the traditional sense. Perhaps they are color coordinates that coordinate with these trees. And we'll get deeper into that tomorrow with his color theory. That also goes into their clothes and such. So cannot wait to get into that with Robert, because I will also try to talk about tomorrow night some of the vortexes and vortices and some theories that I have read into that someone posted on the internet dealing with an infinity theory, and a lot of things that this guy has posted that go along with it. And it talks about dimensions, waves, how they work, and stuff like that. So we'll kind of touch in a little bit of that tomorrow night. But yeah, guys, this was a great episode. It was a great season.
This was my mom's favorite episode. Because she is such a Victor fan that, like, when I tell you my mom literally cried, she literally cried at that reunion scene.
Mm-hmm.
She loves Victor. That's just.
I know, it was heartbreaking. Absolutely heartbreaking. And what do you guys think, too, before we find out in this next episode, or at least if they give us any more clues, what do you guys think the Lighthouse numbers are? Are they dates? Are they codes? Coordinates? What do you think, Dana?
You know, I don't know which way I'm going with the numbers. I was going down the road of dates until they threw us that curveball of the 26.
Mm-hmm.
Was it like 92? But then somebody was like, what if it's like February 9th,
Mm-hmm.
whatever? And I was like, oh, okay. That would work too. I'm more thinking that I really like the thought of how Boyd had that number in his pocket, and that's where it took him when he went through the tree, to where I'm wondering if somebody else had one of those different numbers or the same number as Boyd.
I think they're addresses.
You think they're like street addresses, like house addresses?
Mm-hmm. Could be.
I think hotel rooms, but motel rooms, but then someone said it would be a really big motel. I was like, yeah. And then I thought,
Not necessarily. That could be that they are the numbers of the hotel rooms. That could be. I don't know what to make of the numbers because I haven't seen enough with the numbers yet I'd be just making a guess, which most of us are doing right now. And if I had to make a guess of what they are, I'm still thinking that they're dates. They're dates of some kind. To specific maybe times and from that they captured in those bottles to always maybe be able to go back to them. Had somebody go through a faraway tree. Like if you need to get to a specific point, find the number in the bottle, go through the tree, and that's where it'll take you.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they're almost like pinpoints on a map. Just the map is in from.
And they could be. I mean, like I said, I really don't have any idea what it could be. But yeah, we definitely need some input. I'm not sure. Like I said, after talking to Robert tonight, and I can't wait to really get into that tomorrow with him because he really has dived into the colors of the show. But when we were talking and, they show the color wheel and things like that, I started thinking, well, the color palettes or the color swabs that you get, they do have the little, the color codes on them. And what if this is directional, because essentially I'm thinking now after what we've seen in this episode, that essentially this tree is like any other faraway tree, except that somebody put these bottles on it. So I couldn't get to the point to where they were like actual coordinates because there's so many on the tree that for it to be this tree specifically is sending you to the lighthouse, right? Because of all these bottles being the particular bottles that are on it for following that track and that they are coordinates. Well, then that's a lot of coordinates for that little bit of distance. Not saying that still couldn't be a possibility with dimensional travel and stuff like that. It just seemed a little too much.
Mm-hmm.
It seemed like it should be maybe simpler or something that they would have already showed us. And so I'm wondering if, after talking to Robert, when he was talking about the colors, I'm like, well, what if it is color? Because we kind of do see that, right? We see that a little bit. And I'll show some more of that tomorrow night on how we sort of see these colors play out in a directional pattern, not just sort of how and Robert's going to go into how the colors affect characters and we see them in buildings and things like that. But I'm more interested now in also how these colors could be directional coordinates, so to speak, but they're using particular colors. Now that it's a very far out there possibility, probably even more far out there than the coordinates themselves. But it's just weird because we don't see anything else. We see colors. We definitely see a highlight of colors. But God, that's a lot of bottles. And it very well could be coordinates. I'm probably the most furthest from right on what these are. I'm just still trying to get over the hump of the coordinates to try to figure out, okay, I get there's 4. That definitely gives us coordinates. But there's how many bottles are on this tree? I'm counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 20 plus or more bottles. Probably closer to 50 possibly. I don't know because I haven't been able to count every bottle on the tree. So that's a lot of coordinates.
I know. That's why I don't.
It's hard to say.
Yeah.
But I do love the theories that are being crafted around it. And Buddy says it could be BC. Tyler B says 2659 is most hotels would mean the 659th room on the second floor unless the motel has 26 floors. Then it's the 59th room. Okay. It's possible then. I mean, it could be hotel rooms. Who knows? I mean, this place is still pretty open as far as theory crafting goes. They have not resolved too many of the theories, or at least put them to rest. And Xavier Anderson says the numbers in bottle trees are the steps Victor and Eloise used to mark the trees. The trees move, so the various numbers are them tracking certain trees. Okay. Could be steps. That is interesting. I like it. Gary says some of the messages in the bottles look like they are written on tree bark when Jade has them on the table, so they must go way back. And yes, even the one that I think Boyd has, the script seemed older. And some of these that Tabitha had in her hand seemed more like the handwriting didn't seem as old school. It seemed more new.
Yeah.
Let's see. We're going to close it down here in about 20 minutes. I know Jeremy Ice and Fire 33 should be starting. I believe he's got a stream scheduled for or he already started. No, it's for 10. I'm sorry. Look, I'm Central. Dana and Jeremy are Eastern, so I'm messing up times all over the place. But yes, I believe Jeremy is starting in about 20 minutes. So we're definitely going to probably head over there after the stream. We'll see what else you guys are saying before we close it down. Tyler B says, Season 1, the number was written out in English with cursive writing. If it's changed to Arabic numerals for the bottle faraway trees, that's also different. Okay, Season 1, the numbers were written. It's possible. Well, that's possible. Like I said, these numbers are very much so a mystery, but at least Jay now has them in his possession, so he will hopefully be able to figure it out and solve the riddle of the numbers. And I can't wait to see. And yes, guys, we are almost to 500 subscribers. So thank you all for hanging with us and joining the Fever family, because it is getting hot here, guys, and we are almost 500 sub degrees. I'm going to try to make some little thing for that. It's going to be cheesy, guys, but I'm going to do some kind of little clip for that, because as we get more of you guys hanging out with us, it will get more and more intense around here, as we cannot wait to see what things you guys think and what gives you all fever, what fires you guys up in the TV shows and the movies, and who knows, we may even get some video games at one point, Dana. If I can ever get the equipment, we will definitely even do some game talk on here, guys, because I like some video games. I like to play
and I
some
just
things.
want to thank everybody who has reached out and sent me like names of like some content creators that you guys want to see on our Monday night shows. Just know I am reaching out to as many people as I possibly can. All your requests I take and I run with. So anybody who has a request for other content creators that they'd like to see on our roundtable discussion, please feel free to just put them in Scarlett's Discord under the channel for, requests so I can find them all. But we have awesome content creators coming up in the future. So make sure your notifications are set and everything like that, because we're going to have some good people on with us in the future.
Have some awesome roundtable discussions, awesome giveaways, and just awesome times in general, guys. So yeah, we cannot wait for this weekend. Tomorrow night we will be live again, as well as Jeremy will be live, and then we will do we do sort of like it's sort of like, I think we actually did a proper watch party last week of the episode in Jeremy's. I'm sure if Vic is around or someone has it, they will try to go ahead and stream that as soon as it airs. And then I believe we're going to do the stage function again in Jeremy's Discord, where we get to kind of talk about the episode in the Discord and sort of hang out. And again, guys, and then Sunday, Jeremy will do his giveaway as well. We will be there giving you guys a chance on some trivia, some From trivia. So definitely want to stay tuned for that. Can't wait to see what you guys remembered from. I don't even know what season, if it's like all of From or just season 3. I can't wait to find out, because we'll go all the way back to season 1, Dana.
I know. Oh, gotta put our thinking caps on.
I know, right? But yeah, guys, so stay tuned for all the great things that are coming here in all of the streamers' channels out there, because it is a Fromily and we all love each other here. So definitely thank you all for your love and support. But again, we are going to get ready to wrap it down for tonight, so that way everybody gets a chance to get kind of resettled in, get your drinks again, go to the bathroom, anything you need before Jeremy starts. And yeah, guys, who knows what he's going to be going into tonight. I think we have he put a little teaser out there for you guys, so definitely check him out. I think he's going to present something tonight, Dana. I think we know what it is, but we'll see.
We'll see.
We will see. So we'll see you guys over there and see what Jeremy has to offer us tonight. I know it will be a spectacular stream as always. But until next time, guys, or about 20 minutes from now, we see you over there at Jeremy's. Stay safe out there. Definitely have a talisman. If you don't have one, stay tuned, because you will have your chance to get one. Hang a dream catcher. And just stay safe out there, guys. We love you. Have a great night.
Paint me a scene, city in color, the way that you see, the way you see it. Don't you wish that I could give you, I could give you everything. 1, 2, 3, and my heart is racing. Can't fall asleep, I got my mind in a throw. Weightless, floating through the day. Trust that I'll be okay. I'm happy alone, gotta let it go. Waiting for you. Wait until you realize. Waiting for you. Wait until you realize. If you wanna run ahead, I'll meet you where the water meets the earth we cling to. If you wanna find the edge, I'll come too. I could run around this world all day with you. I could show you this world around you. Through my eyes, my whole view. The place I love, the place I cling to, cling to. Place I cling to, cling to, cling to. Waiting for you. Wait until you realize. Waiting for you. Wait until you realize. Mm-hmm.